Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I will be bringing you 4 Father's Day plaques on Dollar Tree tins. Say that 10 times fast. So we're going to start with tin number 1. So for this one, it's one of those arrow tins, and of course it's $1.25. And I'm using some adhesive vinyl. And this is just a 12 by 12 sheet, and it is kind of holographic, I guess you could say. This one is blue, and I've already cut it out on my Cricut, and I'm just cutting it down to a manageable size with my cutter there. Now, I did take the hanger off the arrow, and I will be replacing it. But I'm just going to take my Dollar Tree tool here to do the weeding. It comes in a 2-pack. So I thought this was a cute saying for Father's Day. It said, "Dad joke loading, please wait." You know how dads are always telling dad jokes. So I'm going to be doing a craft show the first weekend of June, and I thought this would be some good ideas to sell at the craft show. And I will probably sell these for $7 each. I did get my vinyl online. I don't remember the name of the company. But you'll see them advertise on Facebook. And they advertise like a 100-pack of 12 by 12 sheets of vinyl. So I'm just weeding out the parts that I don't need. Thought this would be something cute that a child could give to their dad for Father's Day. And then I'm just going to use as my transfer tape some clear, what do they call it? Clear vinyl that my husband had and I confiscated. It works pretty well. Vinyl is not the easiest thing to work with, but I like the way it turns out, so I continue to use it. So I'm just burnishing it down onto the piece of transfer tape there so that I can start pulling the backing off. And just in case you're wondering why I only have fingernail polish on one hand, is just I hadn't gotten to the other hand yet. I did do the other hand about a couple days later. So most of this video is in real time. So you can see the length of time it takes to weed your vinyl, get it on the transfer tape, and then put it down on your project. Yeah, I'm just burnishing it down onto the metal. And these metal plaques at the Dollar Tree are pretty sturdy. They're not real thin. And here's the original hanger. It has those plastic ends to it. However, I like to put the hanger, the knot in the front, so it hangs better on the wall. So I'm just tying a knot as close to that plastic end as I can get it, and then I'll be cutting the plastic end off. And actually this rope was just barely long enough to do that with. And I want to pull the knots really tight and then just cut off those plastic ends. And then this first project is complete. What do you think of it? Dad joke loading. Please wait. Thought it was cute. And here you can see it hanging on my wall. Get a better look at it. I think it turned out great. And I used blue because I figure most men like blue. Now on to tin number 2. So for this one here, I am also using that same vinyl that I got in the bundle. But this vinyl is matte vinyl. And I've already cut my design out on Design Space on my Cricut. And these designs that I'm using, I didn't change. I just made them larger or smaller depending on how they were, so they would fit on my project. So you can find these on Design Space. You could type in Father's Day or Dad or Father, and they'll come up. So for this one, we're going to use an oval shaped tin. But I'm going to go ahead and weed this piece. So this one says Dad by day and Gamer by night. I figure this probably applies to several dads out there. I know my son-in-law games, and my son also games at night. So there are a bunch of designs for dads on Design Space. Okay, we got that piece done. Now we're going to work on the larger piece. So I'm just weeding out the pieces and the letters that aren't needed. And in that little game controller piece. And now that that one's done, we're going to get our transfer tape out. And again, I just use this clear adhesive. You can use it for let me see what it's called. I know it's from Duck. You know, the ones that make duct tape. Oh, contact paper is what it is, I believe. Peel and stick. So you don't have to use exact transfer tape. You can use peel and stick, but make sure it's clear. So contact paper, clear contact paper. So you want to go slowly when you're peeling the backing off of your vinyl so that you get every piece connected to the transfer tape. So this is in real time. I did not speed this up at all. So just remember, it does take a little bit of time to remove the backing, make sure it's stuck to the transfer tape. Don't get frustrated, just keep working it. You can usually grab down the edges of your words and your design with either your finger or you can use a tool or something if it's not sticking. You just kind of have to work with it. Just don't give up and don't get frustrated. Have patience. Now you do have to be a little bit careful when you go to put this on the tin because it does want to grab onto it. So you want to make sure you have your placement pretty good before you actually lay it onto the tin because it does want to grab onto it. Okay, we're almost there. We got it. Yay. So I had to fix a couple of the letters. I want to kind of line it up so that the dad is in between the hanger. So I'm not actually laying it totally down onto the tin just yet. Now I did. And then you see how the bottom letters kind of got stuck there. So I need to pull those up because they're not in the right place. My my transfer tape has a loop, or I don't know what you want to call it. A bubble, a huge bubble, whatever. And then I had to remove that letter and we'll put it back on. So now I'm going to smooth that out because I want the by night to be on the bottom because we have to have enough room for the gamer on there. Now we want to put our T back on. Just going to line it up. Didn't feel like that looked right, so I took it back up and laid it back down. And then one of the letters had something stuck behind it. So I had to pull it up a little bit and remove whatever that was. I don't know if it was a string or what. And then the Y on the first day, or on the day, it was crooked, so I had to take it up and replace it. Place it back down correctly. You just want to be careful when you're doing this so you don't rip them. There, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to add the gamer piece on there. I just burnish the front and then I flip it over and burnish the back. And then I start peeling the backer sheet off. So there's what it looks like so far. I'm just kind of taking my fingernail and making sure that the vinyl sticks onto the transfer tape. Now I'm taking my scraper tool and kind of holding it down, but it sticks to it pretty well, so you got to be careful. If you do use the weeding tool like I am, just make sure you don't puncture your vinyl. You don't want to put holes in it. Okay, there we got it. And now we can add our gamer piece on there. So it says Dad by day, gamer by night. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to lay that down, spread it with my hands, and then take the transfer tape off. Now we're going to do the same thing to the hanger that we did to the other one. Like I said, I like them hanging from the front. I think they hang on the wall a lot better. But I don't want those plastic pieces showing, so I want to tie a knot in the ends of mine and then cut those plastic pieces off. And this rope is nice and thick. It's not real thin stuff. So there it is. Dad by day with a gaming, I don't know what you want, a controller, and gamer by night. There it is hanging on my wall. I think it turned out pretty good. I like it. So I'll put it out there for $7 in June. So let's get on with tin number 3. So for this one here, I'm using some of this holographic vinyl that I got from the same pack. And this is like a bluish green. And then another one of those tins from the Dollar Tree. So again, I'm going to weed this just like I did the others. Some of the vinyl in this, but it was all kinds of different vinyl. Like I said, it's 100 pieces of 12 by 12 vinyl. And some of it's holographic, some of it is matte, some of it is shiny. I mean, it's just all different types. Some of it's thicker, some of it is thinner. But I like it pretty well. It's definitely easier to work with than Dollar Tree vinyl. And I would say it's comparable to most any other vinyls. I don't mind working with it. And I think it's even cheaper now than it was when I bought it. I think I paid like $24 for 100 12 by 12 inch sheets. And I think now they're advertising it for about $18 for 100 sheets. So it actually works out to be a pretty good price per sheet. And you get 2 sheets of each design. Like I said, it was just an advertisement that I saw on Facebook as I was scrolling through. And I'm not sure what. It might have been HTV Ront, or it could have been iCraft Vinyl, one of those two. I want to say it was HTV Ront. RONT. So this one says, it's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. And I thought that was cute. Now I'm going to have to cut the top part off because it doesn't all fit on there the way I wanted it to. I'm sorry about that. Not really the way I wanted it to, but when I measured it, I didn't measure it correctly. But I like the way this turned out. So I'm going to transfer the main piece on first. The day that I'm doing my voiceover is Saturday. This video will go out on Monday, and it is horrendously windy outside. We had a storm last night with hail, and everybody's out trimming their trees and mowing their grass and getting in their garages and just making all kinds of noise, but that's okay. We didn't really have any damage that we know of. There was a tornado watch. It's a little cooler today, but that's okay. Again, this is in real time, me pulling this backing sheet off. And I think, from doing all this vinyl, that was the part that took the longest on all of this, was pulling that backing sheet off and getting everything stuck to the transfer tape. It's always a relief when you get that last bit done. Yay. So there it is. So I guess I didn't stick it down in the right place, and I'm just pulling it back up. Now I'm lining up the bottom part where it says figure. There we go. Now I'm smoothing it down, and then we'll start pulling off that transfer tape. So I thought I could just use my finger to make sure everything was pressed down, but I do pick up my tool there, and that is one of those from the Dollar Tree, and that helped. So there's that part of it. Now we want to do it's not A. So I'm going to do it's not, or it's, I'm going to do it's first, but I want to see how this is going to go on. So I'm just going to place it on there. Okay, it's going to fit. Thank goodness. So I'm going to put that up at the top. And then I'm going to do not A. And there we go. So it's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. Thought that was cute. So now we're going to put the hanger on. Again, I'm going to tie a knot in it and cut the end off. But then watch this. So I go to do the other end, and look at that. Oh, it's not big enough. I can't put a knot in that. It's not going to hold. So I need to take this out. And then I'm just going to see if one of the hangers and one of the other tins will work. And unfortunately, it's about the same size. So I went and got some thinner jute out of my stash. And this, I'm going to have to tie 2 knots on the end, one over top of the other, to keep it from going through the hole. So you have to make sure that the second knot is on top of the first knot. Otherwise, you're just going to have 2 smaller knots and they're both going to slip through the hole. Do the same thing to the other side. So you could also make these for gifts for fathers. So if you have a child and they want to give their dad a gift for Father's Day, you could go to the Dollar Tree and get one of these tins. There it is. And if you have a Cricut, you could do up some vinyl and put it on there. And here it is, hanging on my wall. It's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. And now we'll go on to tin number 4, which is our last DIY. Now, I thought I was filming this, but apparently I was not. So, I already cut this out on my Cricut, and I've already put part of it on this tin here. Now, it's one that looks like a thinking bubble or whatever. This particular one, I made it too large for my sign, so I had to put the pieces on individually. So we make it work. And I'm using the same vinyl that's in that stack that I bought. The brownish vinyl is the matte vinyl, and then the yellow vinyl is like a holographic vinyl. So the design is in Design Space, but I had to cut mine apart to make it fit because I made it too large. So I did measure it before I did it, but I didn't take into account the rounded edges. So that's where I went wrong. So far it says best farter ever. And then the bottom part says, I mean father. I thought that was cute. So again, all of this is in real time. So I wanted you to know that if we make it look like it, you can put it on there real fast. Most of the time you cannot. It takes time, especially when you're pulling off the backing sheet and trying to get the vinyl to stick to the transfer tape. And I've tried different types of transfer tape. I haven't tried the one that looks more like paper. I have not tried that one yet. And they all say that one works really good. But I have a bunch of this clear contact paper. And I want to use it up first before I buy any transfer tape. I've gotten a transfer tape from Dollar Tree. I mean, it's okay, I guess. I've gotten it from Cricut. It's okay, I guess. I've gotten it from, it was Hobby Lobby and whatever that off-brand is. And it's okay. I mean, all of it is okay. But like I said, when I run out of this stuff, I will the next transfer tape I'll get will be the paper type. Now this, I'm seeing that my words are too long, so I'm going to have to cut it in half and put them underneath each other instead of side by side. Once you line everything up onto your metal piece there, I mean the transfer tape, you can usually pull it right off. Now I have some stars that I want to add. Like I said, make sure that if you go to make something like this, take into account the rounded edges. I did not, and that's why mine was too large. But we made it work anyway. So there were 5 stars, 3 small ones and 2 large ones. I thought I could put the large one in the middle there, but it was going to go over some of the letters and I didn't want that. So I put it down at the bottom, both of the large ones. And then I'll put that last little one where I wanted to put the large one there in between the V and the E. There it is. Best farter ever. I mean, father. I thought it was cute. So I'm just going to use that same thinner jute that I used on the last hanger for DIY number 3. And again, I'm going to have to put 2 knots on the end, one on top of each other so it won't go through the hole. Sorry, that's out of focus. I tell you, that wind has really kicked up today. You want to make sure your knots are tight. There it is. Best farter ever. I mean, father. There it is hanging on my wall. I think it turned out good. And let me know which one of these is your favorite. I think I like the dad joke one the best. Dad joke loading, please wait. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. And if you're just watching my videos, I appreciate you also. And won't you think about subscribing? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.